Hey, welcome back to Everything Money. We're glad you joined us. I'm here with just Paul and Steph. No Mo today. We're talking real estate. Paul, this is your forte. You love real estate.
Investing is my forte.
I've tried to get into real estate myself, and you've helped me. We definitely have services. Paul, we want to open up a new Patreon, actually, where you just do one-on-one deals. I got some ideas for this, but regardless, we got this off the request line. This is a patron. Marshall asked, hey, I'm curious to hear about your thoughts on ways to effectively add value to an investment real estate property that you bought. What kind of renovations? This is probably the first step, one of the first steps of mindset of like, what do we do to these properties, Paul, to make them better? What have you found success in over your 1,000 properties? Well, how many properties have you owned in the past 15
Well, I mean,
years?
at one point we had 1,000 units, but we've sold a couple properties since then. Done very well, and so we're down to 630 or so. I don't know the exact number.
So what are you finding that you guys do well when you attack one of these properties, whether it's a flip or a rental? Where do you start? Give us some
the
insight.
vast majority of our viewers are men. I think it's like 94% are men. So to the 6% of women out there, you're going to understand this very easily. To the 94% of men, I want you to call your lady friends and say, hey, if we were going to move, what would you look at the most? Mm-hmm. That's what we did. We just sit there and say, logically, everybody thinks that investing is about finding some crazy loophole or some crazy thing that nobody knows. No, it's just thinking logically. If you're going to rent an apartment, what are you looking for? Quality. And your lady friend, who you're probably going to live with, whether your wife, girlfriend, whatever, is going to look at kitchens and bathrooms. Mm-hmm. That's what they want. They want beautiful kitchens and bathrooms. Now, do we do other things like light fixtures? Of course, because the aesthetic is very, very important. It's been proven time and time again by our own portfolio that the more we put into kitchens and bathrooms, the higher our rent. The question becomes, can you do too much at times? Of course you can, all right? But kitchens and bathrooms are first and foremost most important. Now, the next question to ask is, well, how much is too much?
Yeah.
It all depends on the market you're in. Our goal when we buy a piece of real estate and renovate it
This is interesting. Go ahead.
It's to be the most expensive property on the street. We want the highest rents. Think about it this way. If you're going out looking for an apartment and you make $100,000 a year, are you looking at $500 a month apartments?
I guess not, no.
If you're making $60,000 a year, are you looking at $500 a month apartments? No. You personally are going to look at a higher range. So your goal should be to get a high rent. Now, does that mean that just having a high rent is going to get you No, you still need to provide the quality and the service, etc. But the most important thing is don't be afraid of being the highest rent in the street. Don't tell your bank that because your banker is stupid. Your banker knows nothing about investing. They want to have low rent so it stays full. What they don't realize is higher rent at a higher vacancy is probably better than low rent at a high occupancy. As an example, we used to own a lot of buildings in Shaker Heights. Our neighbors, their average rent was $800 a month. Our average rent was $970. Okay, so we were, 20% higher. Their vacancy, their occupancy was 95%. Ours was 92%. Who had a higher occupancy? They did. So if somebody asked them, hey, what's your occupancy? Oh, they're 95%, you're 92%. Would you rather have 92% of 970 or 95% of 800? If you say this one, you are that.
Uh-oh. 92% of 970 is 892.
892 versus 760. So would you rather collect 760 or 892 a month? Again, if you said this one, you are...
Or uninformed, Paul.
No, you're stupid. No, you're just stupid, not uninformed. Because this, if I sat there and said to you, I get this part. If you're like, oh, I don't get it. But if you sit there and look at this, you are just stupid. If you think 760 is better than 892, you're just stupid.
Well, that's probably true. So
that's not probably true. It is true. Mm-hmm. So let's get back to what drives the higher rents. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're male, which is 94% of people, pause this video right now and text your girlfriend or wife and say, hey, if we were to look for a new house or an apartment, what would you look at? They're going to say kitchens and bathrooms. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10. They're going to say kitchens and bathrooms. That's what you have to focus on. Now, how much to renovate a kitchen and bathroom? That all depends on so many factors. How crazy you want to go. We have properties in Class C plus areas in Columbus where we have granite countertops, marble backsplash, brand new everything, great tile, things that the area has never seen before. But that's why our rents are so high. They're so much higher than everybody for that reason. So let's say in a kitchen and bathroom, you're going to spend $15,000 total on a renovation of an apartment, okay? The question you have to ask yourself is, what's a reasonable amount of money to get back? Now, it's amazing to me, whenever people pitch me a deal, I always say to them, hey, Paul, we can get you 12% return. I'm like, 12% return? If I go put $15,000 in my own apartment, I can probably get $200 a month extra in rent. $200 a month times 12 is $2,400 a year. What's that return? 2,400 out of 15,000 is 16%. Is that right?
Exactly 16%, yes.
So I'm gonna go make 16, and by the way, guys, it's putting money into your own property, but you need to decide how much money that is. That is what kind of return you really want. We're looking at around 15 to 20% return we want on our invested capital when we go renovate a property, and we get it. Sometimes we get higher than that. And I look at that saying that's a benefit to having real estate. You can reinvest your money at high rates of return into assets that you already currently own. Usually when you're buying something new, it's an unknown. Is it gonna do well? Is it not gonna do well? Here, you're investing it in your own property that you own and control. You should be willing to make less money because 10% in your own property, to me, is better than putting 10% in a new deal, getting 10% in a new deal where there's a lot of unknowns. You know your property inside and out. If you can get 16% in your own property, this is why I tell people, don't live off your real estate income. Reinvest it at high rates of return, because every dollar you put back in, you're getting 16%. That's assuming you pay cash for this. What if you borrow the money? You're talking about 30, 40% returns on your money, right? So go ahead.
Well, we're talking about, what you've taught me over these years is the idea that a 10% return on our money could be very general S&P.
Yep.
And something even like 11 or 12%, just a small increase, can drastically change the number of millions I have on the back end.
So imagine getting 16% on every dollar you invest. So a lot of people think to themselves, Paul, I want to invest in real estate, but I can't save $50,000 a year. Great. Save $50,000 one time. Buy your piece of real estate. Then save 10 grand a year and do this every year and a half. Every time you invest that $15,000, you're going to get a 16% return on your money.
I guess that's my point. Is you've taught me what a massive difference between just a small 6% difference can make over a lifetime.
Yep. And that should be your goal, guys. If you do this over and over again and never live off your income, I am telling you, you're going to wake up one day with a very, 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 very valuable piece of real estate and amazing cash flow. The biggest issue I've seen is when older people live off their free cash flow in their real estate always sucks years later. You need to focus on the women. The women are the ones that you want as tenants. You want them as tenants. You want to give them top quality kitchens, top quality bathrooms, top quality fixtures. You want to give them all the beautiful stuff because that's what they like. A guy will put a lawn chair in a room with an 80-inch TV and he's happy.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, man caves, yeah.
Great, but they're not going to pay you the premium you want for a nice property. That's not your goal. And guess what? Every guy out there who's running an apartment, 80% of them have a female with them. So make the woman happy. That's what you need to focus on.
So you overspend on your kitchen and bathrooms. You're talking
Absolutely.
about like not so much, depending on where you're at, like the types of granite, the types of appliances.
I'll go so far as to say this. If I think I can get $200 a month for $15,000 and I want to do something else that costs $2,000 extra, but I just think it looks awesome, but maybe I get $205, I'll still do it. Mm-hmm. I just want to have the best looking property in that area. Remember, in that area. You're comparing yourself to your competition. In that area. That's what you want. We bought our best performing property ever was a property in Columbus that we bought. The average rent was $540 a month when we bought it. We put $18,000 a unit into the property. Our current rent is $895 a month.
How many units?
100 units.
Gosh.
We put in $18,000 and we got a $350 bump.
Wow.
So we got $350 times 12 equals $4,200 off of $18,000. That is 23.3% return.
It is.
And then we refinanced it. We paid.
How did you just do that in your head, by the way? It is 23.3. I got on the.
So 18 times 2 is 36.
Yeah.
6,000 left over.
I don't know what you're saying.
600 left over. Yeah,
Great.
it works.
Okay. Well, wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thank you. So that's the point, guys. This is what builds wealth long term. And guess what? I've been in this business for 15 years, which I don't use as a reason. I use it to say, my real estate is worth, I'm like mind boggled. You don't see it year to year, but all of a sudden you wake up 5, 7, 8 years later, you've been doing this every year, and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, our property is worth a lot of money. A lot of money. We bought that property that I just said for $2.7 million. in 2015, and it recently appraised for 9.2 million. Do I think it's worth 9.2? I do not.
You've said
I
this.
think it's worth, probably 8 to 8.5 on the high side right now. But guess what? We have a property 2 doors down that's not as nice, and we just got $995 for that same $895 we get. So what's going to happen now? So we got $895 at this property. 2 doors down, we just got $995 for the same unit, and it's a crappier property. What are we going to do with this rent?
Put money back in?
No, we're just going to raise the rent.
Oh.
Sometimes, guys, buying the property and just raising the rent works. That same property, this exact same property, it was $540. The same day we bought it, literally day one, July 1st, 2015, we got $710 in rent, doing nothing to the property. The previous owner just had low rents because why? The property management company said, this is why I hate property management companies. They just wanted to keep a high occupancy. They were 94% full. We got $710 that same day because sometimes there's enough demand in the area to just get a higher rent. So really you'd argue that I spent $18,000 to get a $185 increase, which is still pretty decent. It's still 12, 13%, right? Because you sit there and say, well, Paul, you got in 710, yeah, but I don't mind. I wanted to have the nicest property on the street. I do go a little overboard at times, but it's because I do such good deals that I can do that. See, other people out there, they want to do okay deals that just do well, but then you can't do the things you really want to do. I'm going to go crazy and put marble backsplash in. Remember Ramage?
Yeah.
Guys, go back to is it on our YouTube channel?
Absolutely, yeah.
Go back to our early videos. We did a 3-part series about a house called Ramage.
Ramage.
Yep, that we did. We renovated it. We put marble backsplash in this property. Nobody in that neighborhood has marble backsplash. Nobody. And we get $11.25, $11.50 in rent for that house. It was a great house. We got it through Tim.
Vacant for 1 week.
It's only been vacant for 1 week since we bought it. And we bought it, what, 3 years ago? It's been vacant for 1 week.
Incredible.
When you do quality, people will pay you. If you build it, they will come. That's 100% true in real estate.
Love that movie.
Yes, well, it's a great movie, but it also applies for real estate. If you build it, they will come. And the advantage you have as an individual investor is go on YouTube and learn how to do the renovations yourself. That $18,000 renovation,
Sure.
if you do the work yourself, might just be 12. But guess what? You're still gonna get the high rents. Do it yourself. You don't need to have 500 units to make a lot of money. If you do this once a year, guys, oh my God, the wealth you will be sitting on is incredible. You'll be sitting on immense wealth in 20, 30 years. Tens of millions of dollars, I guarantee you on that one. It's just math.
That's what take Marshall from Patreon. Thank you for queuing this up. You see how passionate Paul gets about this. I'm excited.
I do get passionate about it, don't I?
When this real estate crashes, this show is going to be your go-to.
We don't need to have crashes, but we just need to have reasonable prices. The assumptions being made out there are insane.
Yeah.
And people tell me like, oh, it's not gonna go down. Listen, I'm helping somebody right now who has a property in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida, in 2006, they paid $450 for it. They're excited to get $375 for it today. 15 years ago. Because in 2006, the idea of property, and she said at one point it was worth about $225. It fell in half. So to think that in 2006, if I'd said to her, don't buy this, it's gonna fall in, it's not gonna fall in half.
It's Miami.
No way, it's Miami. What's the population in Miami? It's gone up probably 10 or 15% since 2006, and the price still collapsed. And it took a really crazy real estate market for her to get $375. Right now is a crazy real estate market, and she's still got $375 for that. If it wasn't a crazy real estate market, what would she be getting? $300, $325?
It's not what you buy, it's what you pay, baby.
Exactly. You can never, ever, ever change that. The second you write that check, it's over.
If you feel alone out there and you need Uncle Paul in your life to help you with real estate deals, you can join our Patreon. They're real estate. Go ahead, Paul.
Speaking of which, should we have fat heads of me so that we can people can put them on their walls and look at me and go, what would Paul do? And in WWPD or anything, the Paul bobblehead, what would Paul do?
That's what I think all the time. I really do. I just think, what would Paul do? What would Paul do? Just like Jesus, Paul. You're that nice.
I don't know about Jesus. Well, I'm real though.
You're from the Middle East. You're from the Middle East, though, of course. So, okay, okay. That's our take. That's our take. Thanks, Marshall. Join the Patreon. It's incredible. Tickle the thumbs up. Thanks, guys.